This is the Giraffes Don't Eat Steak podcast, a show that brings you marketing stories, tips, hints, and much more. A treat for those who want to succeed in business or marketers who just want to learn. Hello, Alex.
Hello, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
I am so excited by your jujitsu award. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, what, you mean this one? Sorry, I just so happened to have it here.
You mean this big gold shiny thing that you're holding up to the camera?
Just so happened to have it by me. Just complete accident. Yeah, that's all good. Good, very happy by it. Was pretty stressed before the competition. Wasn't feeling very confident because the night I was really tired because the hotel I chose was a very bad choice because it was right in the middle of the party zone of the town.
Uh-huh.
Like right above my room, and by the side was a club, and they were playing like reggaeton music so loud until like 5 in the morning. And then I didn't wake up when I was still awake, and I got up and I was like, well, this is terrible preparation for a competition.
See,
Um,
normally you would have loved that hotel. It's just because you had to actually do something serious the next day.
yeah, I had to see, but it went well. I managed to win all my fights, and I actually did I won them all within 30 seconds actually.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well, each fight is 5 minutes long unless you submit the person, and I submitted both my opponents within first one was in 45 seconds and the second one was in 30 seconds, which I was really glad about because I had zero energy, um, because like I said, didn't really sleep, so it worked out very well for me.
Ah, super exciting.
Yeah, it was good.
So we're not talking reggae. You said there was reggae music next to you. Is that what it was in the club?
Well, I mean, no, it's reggaeton, which is
Reggaeton.
if it was reggae, that would have been okay. But reggaeton is just it's awful. It's the thing that says the same beat over and over again. Boom. That's every song sounds the same. Well, maybe that maybe I'm just getting old because that's what I think my parents said to me. The music you listen to just sounds the same over and over. And now I'm saying that. So sorry, young people.
Well, I guess it's a bit like some people feel about Justin Bieber, right? Some love a good Justin Bieber song, and others can't stand it.
And you're in the I love Justin Bieber camp.
I am a little bit, I do. But as you know, I'm more a lyrics person than actual music. So even your reggaeton, as long as they're good lyrics, I probably would have been fine.
There's
Um,
no good lyrics in
no good
reggaeton.
lyrics.
It's all about big bottoms, drinking, and girls in the club. That's all it is.
Those aren't good lyrics.
They're good things, but they're not good lyrics.
So yeah, all my Justin Bieber songs that I like have some good lyrics to it that you can like connect with and go, oh yeah, I see that.
So which is your favorite Justin Bieber song?
Oh, not my favorites, but the one I'm listening to at the moment is "Where Are You Now,"
Okay.
and that's got some really good lyrics, and that can be translated into marketing, right? Like all of life can be translated into marketing, and
Well,
it made
you
it
need to
made
sing
no
because
no
because
singing.
no one knows the song. No, none of the listeners know the song, so you have to sing it.
Yeah, there's not going to be singing. I definitely need a lot more alcohol before that happens. But it made me think about customer contact because the whole song is about finding someone, right? And how hard it is sometimes for you to find someone. Now, I've had an experience recently where I went to a conference and they were doing some free headshots, right? Which sounds really exciting. So I stood in the queue for ages and I got the free headshots. And they were nice. The guy showed me the pictures on his phone and they looked really good. And so I was excited and they were going to email it. and they didn't arrive. And
Mm.
that must have been about 6 months ago now. And I've been trying to find somebody, just anybody, to tell me where I can find my headshots. And it's been a nightmare. I've been so frustrated. I've been emailing left, right, and center. And now it's more a principle thing that I actually need them, right? Now it's just an irritation factor of I gave up 30 minutes of my life to stand in that queue and you promised me my free headshots and now I want them.
Yeah. You might find them one day in a very obscure location. This is your headshot being used as an imagery for a brand somewhere.
Exactly, right? So I want my headshots. But it's just the whole process of how hard it's been to get hold of these people. Like literally, I've gone to the desperation factor. So the website doesn't have um, context. It's just got a form. Don't you hate that when they don't have an email address? They just have the form that goes into the black hole and nobody responds to you. And then I've gone on LinkedIn to the company page and I've gone to the contact us on the company page, zero response.
Yeah.
And then I've gone to look at people who work there on LinkedIn, right? Like quite literally going down. I've gone to the event organizers. Like I've tried so many options and it's really frustrating. So I really hate that when people do that to their customers, and when their customers really want to get hold of them and no one can find them.
Yeah, well, that is happening a lot now, more and more these days, with the advent of, well, we have our I guess our expectations have changed slightly. We expect now more to do things via a digital format rather than either going into the shop for a complaint or calling them.
True.
It, it's it's a tough one. It's kind of expected that now, but it's, oh, look at that. Did you see that?
I can still see it. It's a little thumb that's popped up on his screen for our listeners.
That's
No,
cool. Sorry, I'm very distracted by that now. How do I get to do that again?
I don't know, but finish your sentence.
Sorry.
Stop playing with your thumbs.
Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so I think from a customer point of view, we're expecting that to be the process, but at the same time, we're also expecting it to work really, really well. But I think the standard of the expectation is falling a lot on the business side. It's not meeting that customer expectation. Even Google, for example. I mean, I had some issues with Google recently with my what do you call it? One account. I think Google One it's called.
Okay.
Because I want to share some of my data, but share some of my storage, but I cannot because it says that you have to have the same country region as the other
Oh,
person
okay.
to share it, but you can't just change it. Like I changed mine a year ago or something when I was in Colombia because I wanted to download a particular app that was only available in Colombia.
Yeah.
And now I can't change it because it says you have to wait more than a year before you can change your country or region. And it's completely irritating. And so I've been trying to message them, but I've had no response on any of the help lines of Google because Google is terrible if you want to speak to them about anything.
I think a lot of these big tech firms are terrible, right? Even Wix support is really hard to get hold of, like just a lot of them. And then yesterday, this was lovely. I was doing my normal 2 a.m. searching or for stuff like I do. And I went into this website and there was a chatbot which came up, which was really, really cool. And it looks like you're from the marketing detective agency. How can I help you? And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Somehow they picked up from my login, the company I'm from. Like, I don't know how this works, but it's really awesome. And so I replied, oh, I'm looking at your pricing. Can you tell me more? And then the reply came, we are out of the office at present. Please contact us during business hours. What? Then why talk to me in the first
Yeah.
place? That
Yeah,
was so annoying.
that is quite annoying. I mean, as well, if they've put in quite a good piece of tech to figure out what company you're from, surely they've got an extra 5 minutes and a little bit of intelligence to be able to figure out how to continue that conversation, to gather some information, so that when they are online, they can contact you again, understand what your query is, take you through a little decision tree,
Something, right?
just
Not
saying we're not available.
really annoying. I was quite disappointed because I got quite excited. I like clever stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is clever. Oh, no, not so clever. Goodbye.
Yeah. But there is a problem with let's look at it from the business side. Having a telephone number, for example, on your website. Let's look at it from a non-customer point of view,
Okay.
which is not the ideal way. Because we've experienced it ourselves. And in this day, you end up getting a lot of sales
Bam.
calls, spam and sales calls. And especially with the advent of selling data online, if you have as soon as somebody gathers your telephone number, and then that can be spread across the internet, you then get lots of bots messaging you. You get even bots calling you, humans calling you, and especially as your business gets bigger, that can be hugely irritating for the business owner.
True.
So I can understand from a business point of view why, especially a business that's doing quite well, quite visible, but it's still only a 1, 2, 3, 4 man band, and that number you've got is going to you directly, to your number. That can be quite irritating. But with every problem, there's a solution, right?
Absolutely.
So you still need to then figure out a way of best communicating with your customers. Like here, for example, like WhatsApp for business. Again, it all depends on where you are, what your channels are, what your markets are. But WhatsApp for business works really well in terms of just messaging. So here they use that instead of live chat, like the bot chats,
Okay.
and that works really well. But that's market based and cultural based. That's just the way it works here. But I think, like you said as well, if you're having the live chat bot, then you at least need to give them someone a satisfying route or a satisfying conclusion to the journey that you're taking them on, not just, hi, looks like you're interested in blah blah blah, or you're from blah blah blah. Thanks, how can I help? And then you say your problem, and they say, sorry, we're not in. I mean,
Well,
that's just frustrating.
and for me, that could have just been a timing thing, right? Switch off the bot after X time and switch it on at Y time so that we are never saying, sorry, we're
Yeah,
out of office. Just switch off the bot. I mean, that's not hard to do. I'm not a techie, but I've seen the little switch where you can put in the times and stuff. And because
yeah,
I wasn't expecting, you see, the thing is, I wasn't expecting anyone to talk to me at 2 in the morning. I was just browsing. Then I got excited by the thought that, oh, someone else is up and can talk to me. And then, so if you think about my emotional level, right, was flat. Cool. I'm just looking around. Ooh, this is really cool and funky. Let's talk to them. Crash and burn. Yeah, I'm never dealing with these people ever. I don't care how sexy their stuff
yeah,
is. Like, so that's the emotional roller coaster I went
yeah,
on. And so it's
yeah,
also to understand that journey of your customer, right? What's the emotional roller? Rather leave them flat. Rather
yeah,
switch it off. Don't put the exciting bot in so that you don't have the crash because the crash is harder to come out of.
yeah. It's setting expectations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember when we were working in the call center business, everyone wanted to say we'll call you back in whatever minute, in 5 minutes, but no one was ever calling them back in 5 minutes. How irritating is that? Saying I'm gonna call. I mean, even with like our friends, people, I'm talking in general. And if someone says to you, "Yeah, I'll call you in 5 minutes," and they don't call you in 5 minutes, your mind starts wondering like what happened to them, is everything okay, blah blah blah. it's not quite, it's a similar kind of emotional level, you know, if you're trying to buy something or trying to get more information, but in the business side, you end up just losing interest.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
you've lost the person. But if they say to you, we're going to call you back within 3 hours or something, whatever it is, and if you're being honest, then at least I know,
Yeah,
and that's the expectation I'm going to get. It's once you leave someone in the dark, you've lost them, or you've just created a really bad perception, and that person's not coming back. I think that's really, really important to do.
absolutely. So, Alex, why are we talking about customer contact strategies in marketing? Because this is a question I always get asked is, Erica, you talk about quite a lot of stuff that's got nothing to do with adverts.
Because you're a Bieber. You're a believer. What the fans called?
I
Yeah,
think it
believe.
is a believer. But it's more than being a believer. I think marketing is all about brand, and brand is all about every single customer touch point,
Of
right?
course.
So the
Yeah.
reason we have to worry about it in marketing, we're not only worried about the ad we've put out or what the web page looks like. We have to think right through the business in terms of what is the impact. Because if I've done all the work from a marketing ad perspective of bringing all those leads to the website, let's think about my experience of last night. I've done all the work. I've got all these people coming to the website, and they have the experience I had of the neutral up, crash and burn. Oh my goodness, I never want to deal with this company again. What a waste of my marketing money. And so I need to know about that. And I need to give feedback into, hey, maybe let's switch the bot off after hours so we're not annoying all my people, right? Or what is the process after hours if they are visiting? Like you said, is there a clever way to say, give us your email and we'll contact you or your phone number, and we'll contact you as soon as we're back up and running? Isn't that even a better way than just
Yeah.
saying we're closed now?
Yeah. You can even be cheeky. We're currently sleeping at the moment and getting our rest so that tomorrow morning we'll fresh-eyed and bushy-tailed so that we can respond to you in the best manner possible. It,
Absolutely. Put some personality in, right?
exactly. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter what side of the business you're talking from. If you're communicating with the customer in any way, shape, or form, that is marketing. Marketing is your perception of it's there to help your perception of your business. That your business is what your customers think about you, right?
Absolutely. In whatever touch point that is.
Yeah.
Right. So Justin Bieber, I actually do have my favorite Justin Bieber song is Sorry. So not Where Are You Now, but I think Where Are You Now was much well, sorry, actually could be the other thing you're saying now after you've messed up the customer journey. So if you get it right up front, you don't have to sing Justin Bieber's sorry at the end and try and win them back, right?
Yeah. So I think maybe the key learning from this for me is just set expectations,
Yeah.
um, and don't leave them out to dry.
Yeah. And an easy way for me is just map it. Just map it,
Yeah.
right? Just
Sorry?
think through, map it. Think
Okay.
through
Yeah.
every customer journey and go, right, when they land here at 2 in the morning, what do we want them to think, feel, do? How do we make that happen? And then how do we make sure we give them what they need, right? And whatever that is, what time of day, whether it's weekends, public holidays, all those anomalies. And then even during peak time, right? How do you make sure you're responding quickly? The right person is getting it. Is it a bot? Bots are very popular now, which is fine, but test it, make sure it's giving the right information, not annoying people. So just map your flow. Just sit down, draw a little picture. I like drawing. People like Visio. I think you use other tools, and just map it and say, right,
Yeah.
this is what we want the customer to do, and how do we make sure we've optimized that touch point?
Yeah, I think mapping is really important because sometimes it can be difficult to visualize that journey of the person, because sometimes you can just accidentally miss something out. By drawing it, you can really visualize it and work on it and augment it if you need to. I like that. I'm probably because I'm a visual person, so yeah.
Brilliant. Right. Well, Alex, we went from reggae something to
Reggaeton.
reggaeton to Justin Bieber all in one call. It's always exciting doing these calls with you.
I'll have to share you a reggaeton song so that you
I'm
can.
going to Google it right now. Don't worry.
Cool.
Chat to you
Nice
next
to meet
time.
you. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. That wraps up this episode of Giraffes Don't Eat Steak. Thanks for joining us. I hope you found value in our discussion and got some new ideas to apply to your own business. Tune in next week for another round of marketing insights and inspiration. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate you listening. Catch you next time on Giraffes Don't Eat Steak.